start with the very sad news that Cyril Regis has passed away at a very young age of 59. He contributed so much to the game on and off the field. Can you tell me what your memories are of?
Well, you know, obviously having been manager at West Brom, I had a bit of contact with Cyril. I didn't know him terribly well before that. To be honest, didn't get to know him terribly well either because there were small periods of contact with him. But it was very clear at West Brom what everybody thought about him. I found him to be a lovely man, very humble man for all that he'd done in the game, for the impact that he had, you know, as a player, and then the wider impact, obviously. And it was terrible news when I heard it this morning. I have to say that I was stunned when I heard it. As you say, 59. I'm the same age. He probably looked a lot younger than I do, but no, it's extremely sad, and it's a huge loss to football.
Thank you for sharing your memories. Tomorrow night's FA Cup replay against Shrewsbury is probably a match that you don't particularly want to have to play. Is it a case of saving face after the 0-0 draw last week?
Well, we certainly were pleased to get out of the game with a draw, because we didn't play well enough, that's for sure, in the game, and it's good for us to have the replay. Clearly, we want to win the game. We want to progress in the FA Cup. It would be fantastic if we could get a good run in the FA Cup. Having said that, the priority is also clear for people. You know, we have to stay in this division, and we're in a better position than we were going into the last game because of the recent results, but we're nowhere near where we need to be by the end of the season, and so the cup's important to us, the league's more important to us.
What about your injury news for tomorrow night?
We've got some bumps and bruises, as you would expect, still at this stage following the game at the weekend, but Andy Carroll not fit yet. Chicharito actually came in this morning and was sent home unwell. Don't know whether he'll be okay for tomorrow or not. The good thing is that we haven't had to pick the team yet, and we haven't done that yet. So we'll see in the morning where everybody is. We'll have a bit of a roll call. We were going to have that anyway. That was already decided a few days ago. As I say, we'll get some bumps and bruises, a few people kind of hobbling about in what was a very, very light training session this morning, and we'll assess everyone tomorrow and see where they are.
What's wrong with
Well, it's been described as flu. Is it flu or not? I don't know. He might have a bad cold. We'll find out tomorrow how he is. Well, didn't want to say that.
Obviously, you mentioned Huddersfield, a very impressive performance. Do you feel that what the coaching staff have been drilling into the players is finally starting to show on the pitch?
I wouldn't want to say that on the basis of one good performance, and it was one very good performance, no doubt about that. We're feeling more encouraged with every game, but you know, we still dissect the games and think there's an awful lot that we've got to improve on. We've been happy with the way the results have gone of late, with the exception of the Newcastle game, and we could actually have had some more points, but for some late goals by opponents. But we want to play better, but at the same time we want to make sure that we get the points that we need to stay in this division, and we're creeping towards that at the moment, but clearly we need an awful lot more points.
And in order to do that, you possibly have to keep hold of some of those important players like Marko Arnautovic, Manuel Lanzini. How important is it to keep hold of them during this transfer window?
I would have said it was vitally important. They're key players for us. They're players that can make a difference. You saw that at the weekend, the impact that the two that you've just mentioned made. But you know, we have such a thin squad that we can't really afford to lose any players.
Do you know if that's something that's been discussed with the owners, that there's going to be the possibility to keep hold of those players, that there's going to be the funds to be able to do that?
Well, I'm not aware of anyone having come in for any of those players, so it wasn't actually something that we have certainly discussed about the need to keep them, because as far as I'm aware, as I say, that nobody has come in and made any offers for any of the players. We're looking to try and improve the squad in any way that we possibly can, and we certainly don't want to weaken it in any way.
So it's been reported that there was a deal for Diafra, which was close, and he wasn't in the squad at Huddersfield. There was only 6 subs as well.
Yeah.
Does he have a future?
He's absolutely. He's injured at the moment. He's been injured since before the transfer window opened, so he's not been on the training ground at all. To be honest, I've seen very little of him because we've, clearly the players who are injured are reporting into the medical room. I think I've kind of walked past him about twice in the last couple of weeks. But no, he's not available for selection. It's as simple as that.
You've talked about bolstering the squad, and it's thin at the moment. Again, it's been reported that Tom Davies has been a target for you. Is that a player that you?
Well, I know Tom extremely well. I've worked with Tom since he was 13 years old, and he's a really talented player. There's no question about that. But to my understanding, we have not made any approach to Everton at all about Tom.
And just finally, Robert Snodgrass is on loan at Villa. Is that a possibility of trying to recall him?
I don't think so. Again, I believe that Robert Snodgrass is there for a year. I don't know what the arrangement was at that time. I'm not aware of any opportunity for us to recall him. And he's obviously doing extremely well. We saw a bit of the game at the weekend and saw the quality that he's got from set plays and in general play. And funnily enough, he's a player that I tried to sign when I was at West Brom, but I didn't get to him at that particular time. But I don't think that we can call him back. Thank you.
No, good on. You said that the cup is important, but the league is more important. And results in the last few weeks have seen you climb to about 11th or 12th in the table. So could you give the cup a really good run? I mean, the draw is obviously Shrewsbury and then either Bournemouth or Wigan.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to. We'd love to. We're certainly not going into this game thinking, I wish we were out the cup. That's for sure. It would be absolutely fantastic if we could get a cup run to go along with a good run from now on in the league and be able to challenge on both fronts. I mentioned already we have quite a thin squad. We've had injuries. We were a player short on the bench at the weekend, not for any other reason than there was a game for our young players on Friday night. We discussed whether we should stick a young lad in the car, and get him to the hotel, about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And if that was worth doing, bearing in mind it was going to be a boy who would probably just come and sit on the bench. We felt it was better that they played. It's important for their development, and we didn't see the point of bringing them up. But we are so vulnerable in terms of getting a few injuries, and that stretches the squad. It would be lovely to be in the position that some clubs are in, where you can actually make changes and they're all first team players, and you're able to give them much needed time on the pitch, as well as put out a team that's capable of winning the game. But it's a continual balancing act. When we played against Shrewsbury the last time, I think it was 9 fit senior players that we had. That was just how it was. We're in a better position this time. We've got more fit senior players, I'm pleased to say.
So there'll be more experience on the bench, because it was evident on a couple of Sundays ago that when the game wasn't going West Ham's way midway through the second half, there wasn't really much experience that you're not concerned to.
No, absolutely, but that was what we had. I mean, it's been a really strange situation. I think it's the first time I've ever been at a club where, in all the time we've been here, we haven't left a senior player in the stand, which is astonishing, really. The manager's usually got to go to some of the senior players and say, sorry, you're not in the squad today. We've not had that once in the time that we've been here. And that's counting Declan Rice as a senior player as well. So it's been it's been easier in some ways because you know, that's never a conversation that a manager enjoys, when you have to go and tell a senior player that actually you're not even getting stripped in this particular game, and especially when you've perhaps gone away from home. So it's been dead easy for David. He's not had to do that.
It's been like that for years, don't worry. Talking of players that have come back from injury and doing well, I mean, James Collins has been immense again.
Yeah.
Is he going to get a new contract?
Oh, I don't know. We're, you know, I'm quite sure you know the situation. We're contracted here ourselves until the end of the season, and so you know, the job at this particular stage is just to make sure that we get enough points to be safe in the league, and then hopefully we get that many points early enough for us to maybe aim somewhere else. But right now, the whole focus is on trying to make sure that we stay in this division. I don't think David's been involved in any discussions at all about the extension of players' contracts. Difficult thing to do probably at this stage anyway, because where are we going to be? We know where we want to be, and then you deal with that situation probably a couple of months down the line, I would think.
That brings me nicely to my last question, which was going to be about your futures. I mean, West Ham are not safe, but they're heading towards safety. So at what point are you, David, Stuart, Billy, are all going to sit down, or are you only here to the end of the season and then you could be going somewhere else?
Well, no, certainly there's been no talk about going somewhere else, that's for sure. But there's been no talk either about, well, what's happening with our contracts. You know, we're contracted for the period that everybody knows about. We were happy to come in on that basis, and we're not anxious or desperate to push anything right now. We'll see that'll unfold as well in time. You know, it might be something to be discussed once the club are safe, but certainly not at this moment.